Yalina and the Crystal of Calm. Once upon a time, in the enchanted kingdom of Poralis, a mysterious traveler named Yalina arrived at the edge of a magical forest. The forest was shrouded in a perpetual fog, casting an eerie glow on the thick, gnarled branches of ancient trees. Yalina had journeyed far and wide, hearing tales of the wonders hidden within the fog, and her curiosity had drawn her to explore its depths. Yalina entered the foggy forest with great caution, her senses alert to the whispers of the unknown. The path wound its way through the dense foliage, leading her to a glade bathed in an ethereal light. In the center of the clearing stood a massive tree, its trunk wider than the span of her outstretched arms. The great tree's bark was covered in mysterious symbols, and it radiated an aura of ancient wisdom. As she approached the tree, Yalina discovered a peculiar sight, a large door embedded in the tree's trunk. The door was beautifully carved with intricate patterns of leaves and flowers, and a golden handle sparkled in the soft light. The door looked inviting, and Yalina knew it was more than an ordinary tree. It was the entrance to the legendary domain of Zoren, the wise and powerful wizard. Yalina felt both fear and excitement welling up inside her as she grasped the door's handle. Taking a deep breath, she turned the handle and gently pushed the door open, revealing a swirling vortex of vibrant colors. Gathering her courage, she stepped through the portal, leaving the enchanted forest behind. She found herself in a majestic chamber adorned with glittering crystals, casting a kaleidoscope of colors on the walls. At the far end of the room, seated upon a throne carved from a single gemstone, was Zoren, his eyes piercing the shadows. "Welcome, Yalina," Zoren greeted her, his voice resonant and wise. "I have been expecting you." Awestruck by the magnificent wizard, Yalina asked hesitantly, "Why? Why have you been expecting me, great Zoren?" Zoren smiled warmly. "Your arrival has been foretold, young traveler. You have a destiny to fulfill. The kingdom of Poralis is in grave danger, and only you can save it." Yalina listened intently as Zoren recounted the dark prophecy. The kingdom of Poralis was threatened by the powerful sorceress Syra, who sought to unleash a devastating storm that would destroy everything in its path. The only way to stop Syra's destructive plan was to retrieve the fabled Crystal of Calm from the treacherous labyrinth of shadows. Zoren bestowed upon Yalina a special amulet, which would grant her the power to see through the deceptive illusions of the labyrinth. With her newfound powers, Yalina bravely set off on her quest to save Poralis. Yalina's journey took her through the perilous labyrinth of shadows. She faced numerous trials and tribulations, navigating through dark corridors filled with hidden traps, riddles, and ferocious creatures. Through sheer determination and resilience, Yalina gradually overcame each obstacle in her path. One of the most harrowing challenges Yalina faced was a room filled with ever-shifting walls. The floor was a checkerboard of black and white tiles, and Yalina quickly realized that she could only step on the white tiles to avoid triggering deadly spikes. With the amulet's power to reveal the true path, she painstakingly navigated her way across the room, avoiding one near-death experience after another. Upon reaching the heart of the labyrinth, Yalina discovered the fabled Crystal of Calm, a radiant gem that emitted an aura of serenity. It was nestled atop a pedestal, surrounded by a tranquil pool of water. Yalina carefully retrieved the crystal, feeling its calming energy spread through her body. With the crystal of calm in her possession, Yalina began her journey back to Zoren, eager to save her kingdom from Zyra's devastating storm. The amulet's power guided her through the labyrinth, allowing her to retrace her steps more swiftly and confidently. As she emerged from the labyrinth, Yalina's heart raced with anticipation. She knew that the final confrontation with Zyra was approaching, and she prepared herself for the battle that lay ahead. Yalina traveled to Zyra's dark fortress, a menacing structure made of black stone and adorned with ominous carvings. The very air around the fortress was heavy with malice, and Yalina could feel the storm brewing in the distance. She entered the fortress, navigating its shadowy halls until she came face to face with the sorceress Zyra. Zyra was a tall, imposing figure clad in dark robes, with piercing eyes that seemed to pierce Yalina's very soul. "Ah, Yalina," Zyra sneered, "so you've managed to retrieve the crystal of calm. No matter, I shall still unleash my storm upon Poralis, and nothing you do can stop me." Yalina, filled with determination and courage, held the crystal of calm tightly in her hand. She knew that she had come too far to back down now. Drawing upon the crystal's power, Yalina summoned a mighty wind that blasted through the fortress, dispelling Zyra's dark magic and neutralizing her storm. Enraged by her defeat, Zyra lunged at Yalina, desperate to reclaim the crystal. However, the gem's serene aura had already begun to transform Zyra, and as their hands met, a brilliant light enveloped them both. When the light subsided, Yalina stood victorious, while Zyra had been transformed into a gentle, compassionate being, free from the darkness that had consumed her. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Zyra pledged to use her powers for good, helping to heal and restore the kingdom of Poralis. With the crystal of calm safe in her possession and Zyra reformed, Yalina returned to Zoren. The wise wizard commended her bravery and celebrated her victory, knowing that the kingdom was now safe from harm. Yalina had not only fulfilled her destiny but also discovered an inner strength she never knew she had. And so, the kingdom of Poralis flourished under the protection of Yalina and the redeemed sorceress Zyra, who together brought peace and prosperity to the land. The once imperiled kingdom now stood as a testament to the power of courage, determination, and the bonds of friendship.